All right, so we're going to start talking about piecewise functions. And for these notes, you're either going to want to print out the notes or have some graph paper out. And they're also going to want some highlighter pens as well as maybe a pencil and a ruler. So we're going to go ahead and start by doing a warm-up. So using the fact that you can find that vertex where this absolute value is equal to 0, see if you can set up an XY chart and go ahead and graph that absolute value function. All right, so where the absolute value is equal to 0 is when x is equal to 0. And so that means 0 is going to be my centerpiece. So to the left of 0, I see -1 and -2. And to the right of 0, I see +1 and +2. So if I substitute, that means y is equal to the absolute value of -2 plus 2. And so the absolute value always returns a positive answer. So that means y is equal to 4. If I substitute -1, absolute value of -1 is 1. 1 plus 2 makes 3. If I plug in 0, we get 0 plus 2, which is 2. If we plug in 1, we get 1 plus 2, which is 3. And so hopefully you see a pattern, and we get 4 for the last one. So we've got -2, 4. We have -1, 3. We have 0, 2. We have 1, 3. And we have 2, 4. And so now that I have that, I see that I have my V. Kind of think of this through. And so we get a graph that looks something like this. Now, this is also a lecture that I don't want to do quickly, so you might see multiple parts to this lesson, but that's because I really want to take my time. All right, so what does an absolute value have to do with a piecewise function? Well, the piecewise function says I can take a graph and look at it as its parts. So do you notice that right now this looks complicated, but if I draw a line down the y-axis, then do you see that on the right-hand side, if I only look at the domain where x is greater than or equal to 0, anything to the right of that y-axis, do you see that's just a linear equation? It just doesn't continue outside of that domain. And so then if I look at everything on the left side of the x-axis, or where x is less than 0, then again, I get another linear equation. Again, it just doesn't go beyond that orange domain. Now, when I used to do this on the board, I was able to highlight the whole entire thing. So just recognize everything here is orange, everything here is green. Okay, so what we're going to do here is, let's talk about this. So this green line here, I have a y-intercept at 2. And if I do my rise over run, that means my slope has a rise of 1 and a run of 1. So my slope is equal to 1. Okay, so this line is the line y is equal to 1x plus 2. So I can say y is equal to x plus 2 as long as I'm in this green domain. So does everybody see on the x-axis, this domain is talking about x values greater than 0. So this is saying if x is greater than 0. Now, if I look at the orange side, I still have a y-intercept at 2. But now we go down 1 and to the right 1. So my slope says down 1 and to the right 1. So my slope is -1. So in the orange region, we get y is equal to -x plus 2. So we would say y is equal to -x plus 2 if x is less than 0. Because if we look at our number line in that orange region, these are all the x values that are less than 0. Now, 0 itself does have a closed circle there, but the nice thing is they both have the same y-intercept, so it doesn't matter which equation we give it to. So I could put it here, or I could put it here. I just don't want to put it for both. The domain shouldn't overlap. Okay, so now we're going to try one the other way around, where they give us the equations and they want us to graph. So the first thing I want to talk about is, where does this graph split? So does everybody see we have a split right here at x is equal to -1. So I'm going to draw in a dashed line at x equal to -1. And that's splitting my plane from being less than -1 or being greater than -1. So we're going to let this domain be my blue domain. So less than -1 would be to the left of -1. So if you notice on the x-axis, these are all the x values less than -1. And then I'll use green. And these are going to be this domain, which is going to be greater than -1. And you don't have to have the same colors as me. You just want your colors to be different. And again, these are all my x values that are greater than -1. Okay. So then we're going to split this up into two different lines. So one is going to be the line y is equal to x plus 2. And the other one is going to be the line y is equal to 2x. Okay. So what I found the best way to do this is to use our boundaries that were given in our domain and then just set up an XY chart. So for example, for the first one, I have a boundary at -1, and then I need to talk about X values that are smaller than -1. So looking over here, I can pick any of my blue values here. I could pick -2, I could pick -10, I could pick any of those values. So if I substitute -1 into the equation, we get this equation right here. So again, this is going to be my equation for X less than or equal to -1. So this one is talking about blue domain. Okay. So at -1, we get -1 plus 2, which is 1. And at -2, we get -2 plus 2, which is 0. And then I want to see, is my x value part of my domain or not part of my domain? So coming up here, using this boundary number, is -1 less than or equal to -1? So hopefully you saw that that is a true statement. -1 is less than or equal to, is -1 less than or equal to -1? And it is. So that means this is going to be a closed circle. So at -1, we have a closed circle at -1, +1. And then I have a dot at -2, 0. And then using that slope of +1, I could keep going. And then using my ruler. And again, I only want this graph in my blue region. And so I'm only going further to the left. I'm not going to be going any further where it's greater than, because that's not part of my domain. Okay. So then when I look at this one, my domain boundary is still -1. And then a value that's bigger than -1 could be 0, could be 4, could be 10. It could be anything, but I'll pick 0 because I always like 0. So then we have 2 times -1 gives me -1. And we have 2 times 0 gives me 0. And then we need to figure out, is that boundary going to be open or closed? So coming up here, and again, this is going to be where x is greater than -1. So this is going to be my green domain. Okay. So I want to ask myself, is -1 greater than -1? One more time, is -1 greater than -1? So hopefully you got the answer is no. So that means we have an open circle where x is -1. So at -1, -1, we have an open circle. And then I have a regular point at 0, 0, and so on and so forth. So let me just kind of continue this out. And let's see, for some reason my eyes are tricking me. Oh, oh, that's why. Okay, it does go through the origin. I thought it wasn't going through the origin. Here we go. Okay, so I want to be clear about something, and I'm going to highlight this up in the directions. These are still functions, okay? So what usually ends up happening in a test or a quiz is they would make this line solid because it had or equal to, and they would make this line dashed because it just said greater than. But that's not what we're talking about. This is talking about the domain. The graph itself is going to be, in this case, a line in each domain. okay? I want you to notice, does it pass the horizontal line test? So when I hit that line, that's the big question mark. But notice this point up here is closed and this point down here is open. And so I still only hit one point there, and then I transfer to my green domain line, and so it is actually a function. So there's no shading, there's no dashes. So these talk about open versus closed circles, not talking about shading or dashing. All right, so I'd like you to pause the video and see how far you can get with this problem, and hopefully I can fit this in the next 4 minutes. All right, to save a little bit of time, I went ahead and did a little bit of work. So this top equation is when x is less than -2, so I put this on the left. And this bottom equation is when x is greater than or equal to -2, so I put this on the right. And I split up my graph at x is equal to -2. So you're going to highlight each domain. So this orange highlight is all the x values that are greater than -2. So that's going to be this one right here. And then everything in the green, and again, you can use any colors you want, it doesn't matter. This green part here are all the x values that are less than -2. So this is the graph we're going to do in the green section. All right, so again, we said pick the boundary point. So my boundary point is -2. And then pick an x value that's less than -2. So again, I can pick any of these in the green. So I could pick -3, I could pick -10, I can pick anything I want. And so then I'm going to go ahead and continue. So this is saying take the opposite of -2 and subtract 2. So that gives me 0. And then this says take the opposite of -3 and subtract 2, and that gives me 1. So then I want to consider, is this going to be an open or a closed circle at my boundary? So substituting, is 2 less than -2? And the answer is no. So this would be open. So I'm going to have an open circle at -2, 0. And then I'm going to have another dot at -3, 1. And so on and so forth, following that slope. And so then using my ruler, again, we only want this line or this part of the line to be in the green domain because it's only that line if I'm in the green. Okay, so then the next part, I have a boundary at -2, and I'm talking about x values greater than -2, which is anything in the orange. So I could pick -1, again, I could pick 0, 10, any of those numbers. And then I'm going to substitute -2 plus 2 gives me 0. And then -1 plus 2 gives me 1. And then if I look in here, my boundary number, let's see if it's part of my domain, is -2 greater than or equal to -2. Hopefully you got that answer to be yes. And so this is closed. Now, interesting, let's see, we've got -2, 0 is the same point as we had over here. So now instead of being open, we're going to go ahead and close that point based upon this one here. And then we're going to pick points like -1, 1, and then using that slope of +1, we're going to keep going from there. And so again, I only want this part of the line to be in the orange section. And so we get something like that. So what you notice is if I put these two together, I've got myself the absolute value function. So if you take a look at Desmos, you could see y is equal to the absolute value, wrote that incorrectly, of x minus 2, and you will see that graph. All right, so we're going to continue the next two problems on the next video.